Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Starting 11 show here on AFTV before the big one, Super Sunday. Yes, this is Arsenal versus Manchester United at the Emirates. 4:30 kickoff. We're here to give you the Starting 11 news, which will be released in 10 minutes. Let me introduce to you the main man himself. Yes, the man that brings the gavel down, the judge, the juror, the executioner. Listen, Mr. Hollywood himself, Lee Judges, is inside the building.
Wow, thank you very much. You know, some of us get here on time, Marty. And some of us don't.
We do, don't we,
know
Lee?
what I mean? So sorry for being a little slightly late, people. Like, you know, there's a reason for that.
I mean,
empty chair. I don't know if you can show that, Joe, can you?
I mean,
right, you know, there you go.
No one's sitting there. There should be, but I mean, it's me and Mr. Lee Judges holding the fort. Who's absent? Who's supposed to be here?
Mr. Lyle.
Oh, Mr. Lyle himself,
Lyle,
the boss.
You know what I mean?
So, right, before we get into it, before the team news comes out, Lee, what I want to do quickly is I'm going to use the AFTV app, and we're going to pick our own team that we think that Mikel Arteta is going to put on the pitch. Interesting, because there's quite a few options.
Yeah.
I hear that Calafiori and Hincapié may be available for this game.
Yeah.
So let's get straight into it. It's quite simple on the app like that. We're going to go over 4-3-3, formation buttons at the top left-hand side of the app. Let's start. David Raya in goal.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think that can be argued. It's straightforward. Right back.
I'm going, what I think you do, go Ben White.
Do you think he will?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Centre back pairing.
Saliba and Gabriel.
That's a no-brainer. Starters on the team sheet. First name's on it. Right at left back.
Timber.
Cool, Timber.
Do you think that or not?
Do you know what? If Calafiori's fit, I think he goes straight into the side, and I'll tell you why. See what happened with Mosquera against Inter Milan midweek. He comes straight back into the side and absolutely bossed that defence. There was a time we had that 2-on-1 against Thuram and Martinez. Like, listen, these are legit attackers, like Inter Milan, like they're a top side. And the way he dealt with it, he just put one off enough to then get over to the other to put him off enough. It's just that, I just thought, and he had a phenomenal game. I thought, this guy's just been out for months and he's had a performance like that. So I think with Calafiori, this is what Arsenal are good, and when you get that level of quality, do they need games to bed back in? I think it's different with Jesus and maybe Ben White because of the ongoing injury problems, and maybe Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz, the quality is not a doubt, it's the injury. It's coming straight back in and breaking down again. Yeah, Calafiori, I think it's always going to be injury prone.
Listen, I agree. If he's 100% fit, I would 100% play him. But you know, that's the thing you don't know, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean?
So in the 6, straight up, Martin Zubimendi.
Yeah.
Stick him in there. Then, we need to say Declan Rice? I think it's games like this where you need players like Declan Rice to step up.
Definitely.
Right. Now, this is an interesting one. We've got 2 options for the number 10 role.
Why is it interesting?
Well, who'd you pick? Eze or Odegaard?
Odegaard.
Yeah, straight in.
Straight in.
Yeah? Not Eze, no?
No, captain.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't see any reason why Mikel wouldn't put him in there.
Okay, good shout. Right wing.
Saka.
Cool. Left wing.
Trossard.
I think that's a good shout because you can always bring on Martinelli if Trossard's not performing. Now, this is a much debated topic. Who do you start down the middle? I think Havertz, you know, needs game time. He does need a bit of game time. He's not in. It's between Jesus.
He's not in the equation.
So it's between Jesus and Gyökeres. Now, there has actually been a vote on the AFTV app, funnily enough. And who do you think has been voted?
I would say that probably a lot of the fans would probably go, I haven't seen that, I would probably say Jesus.
Right. Everyone actually wants Gyökeres to start.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. Now, who do you want to start? Who are we going to put in here?
Well, I think Arteta will play Gyökeres.
Okay,
but I would play Jesus.
So who do you want to put in there for the purposes of this?
What is it? What we actually?
This is our team that we're putting out, Lee.
We go Jesus.
Okay, let's go Jesus. Stick him in there, right? Screenshot that. I'm going to send that over to Joe in production. Hopefully, we'll get it on the screen
before the team. We're out.
Let's do it. So before the team news comes out, the official team news. Now, Lee, listen. You've been around and you have seen these games. Yeah. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Talk to me about this fixture. It's massive. And I tell you what, why it's so big is because at this stage of the season, Man City gained some points yesterday. 4 points. We have the opportunity.
Villa winning as we currently speak, as it stands.
Yeah. 1-0 against Newcastle.
Away, which is a great result for them at this moment in time.
So let me just introduce to you another member of the panel who's kindly come along to show his face. I might send him his P45 in the morning. But it is the legend himself, the Don, Mr. Robbie Lyle, is in the building.
On a minute, right? Were you late last week?
I was actually for the Invincibles.
Yeah, it was about 45 minutes late.
Not live, was it? Not live.
No, it's 15. No, it was actually, I was 12 minutes late.
Honestly, like the traffic was horrendous. Just getting down this road. Obviously, it's the game going on today.
Big.
So maybe it must be the traffic for the game. But yeah, listen, it's that Chelsea going 2-0 up.
2-0 up Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah, it's a massive game today, man. And I was just listening to you guys with the, what you think could be the team selection. At the back's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
What happens there, like you said, Lee, I think I'm with you. I think if Hencape or Calafiori are not available, you probably will go with Timber. And then up front.
But just quickly on that,
Who starts up front?
What about Mosquera? Or could you put Mosquera as right back?
You could put Mosquera as a right back, but then, you could do, but Ben White's...
Ben White's done well, wouldn't he? Like, you know what I mean? So.
But who starts up front's the one for me. That's the one that is really intriguing. Is it Jesus or is it Gyökeres?
I don't think there's a wrong and a right. I really don't.
Do you know what? I think if you start Jesus, you've got to play him for 60 minutes regardless because of the injury situation, obviously coming back from injury. And it would be good to bring Gyökeres on against a tired stretch defence because it worked really well against Inter Milan. But you've got to manage the game time, or if Gyökeres starts and then obviously bring Jesus off. But they're two fantastic options which give you a completely different playing style and dynamic.
Yeah, maybe for this game though, Maguire and Lisandro Martinez, two very physical defenders. Maybe Jesus is the guy for this game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought he did brilliantly against Inter. He might just have that little bit more trickery, and that he scored against United last year. He scored too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe he's the man for this game.
I also want to. What I want to see is if be rewarded for a good performance, not just like you're just coming in because we're resting players. Sometimes you got to if you're going to come in and produce a brilliant performance, that's enough to get you a start for the next game as well. So I do want to see a bit of that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think the thing with Jesus as well, he knows his fixture. He's played in it. He's scored in it. He's won us this fixture. So it's a great problem to have, right? And then there's another problem when Havertz is fully fit and properly. You've got 3 options there, which are completely different options as well.
That's what you want, isn't it? Before we go on, I just want to say a big up to Wolf Abbey Vets. Won their County Cup semi-final today, so we're into the final. And of course, the manager will have a selection problem when players get back fit.
You weren't playing, were you?
I weren't playing, no.
So you still got that injury.
Well, we won 1-0. It'd been 2-0 if I played. You know what I mean? But well done to the boys all the way to Southend. That was this morning.
So
and they got the result.
Injury update.
I've seen physio specialist tomorrow. I've had the results back from my scan. Don't need an operation, which is good.
Good.
So now hopefully
It sounds like the pros, isn't it?
He is.
As he scanned back.
Have you seen this guy play?
So so hopefully not too long. But I do understand. And I'm a man of many talents, as you well know, but the weather not being one of them. But someone told me today that it might snow this week.
I think that's next week.
Well, next week, we're
going to snow today.
Yeah,
no, not today, but during the course of next week, it's going to be snowing. Now, if that's the case, no football. We're not in our level, professional level. There will be. You know what I mean? Unless it snows where you can't.
All right, so it gives you time to get back.
Yeah, it gives me an extra week, doesn't it? So I can just take my time with it.
Let's hope you don't slip over on the snow and get
Thank you for that, Mark. That's why they call you smart, isn't it?
So just a quick super chat that's coming but that's my opinion. Having a spliff watching the undercards waiting for the main event. Game starts 3 a.m. Sydney, Australia time. Come on, you Gunners.
Wow.
Yeah, big up yourself. Listen, anyone that's wherever you're watching from around the world, let us know.
3:30, surely.
Yeah, it must be, yeah. Well, the game, I think the coverage will start. It must be 12 hours. Let us know in the
Or 11
comments.
hours in front. They can't be like it can't be got an hour and a half in front in Sydney.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour.
Yeah,
or 2
maybe
hours.
it's the actual coverage sort of thing.
Yeah,
that starts
maybe.
then, you know what I mean?
Another
There's a
one-
chance there for Newcastle,
unlucky.
which they blew.
Another one from @Tobias 1988. Put United back in their mud. Come on, you Gunners. I think they've already been in the mud for quite a while. And I think this is something I was thinking about. This fixture's always been a massive fixture. And, you know, Manchester United, a huge club in world football, but probably in recent years, their sort of status has maybe let this fixture down because we've always been at the top fighting for a title and they haven't been there ready to fight. But this has always been a battle. I remember the Battle of Old Trafford. I remember when we won the league in '91 and they came to Highbury and they had to give us a guard of honour. And, you know, this fixture's got massive historical importance and significance.
Always has had.
And a rivalry.
From ever when, you know, going back to 79 in the FA Cup final, I remember as a kid. Then in the 80s, do you remember it all started when Brian McClare missed that penalty in the 2-2 FA Cup game? You know, that's where it all started from. Nigel gave him a bit of stick when he missed it, and it went from there.
We've got the team news is in.
Well, that's quick, isn't it? Maybe because we've been a bit late, that's why.
No, you know, usually you're here for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's come out quick.
Team news, yeah, it feels like we've 5 minutes.
Yeah, been here.
Anyway, we'll move on to the team news because everyone wants to hear that. So, in goal, David Raya. Right, at right back, Jurian Timber.
Right, okay.
Centre back pair in Saliba Gabriel.
Yeah.
Left back.
Calafiori then.
Nope.
So Miles Hincapié.
Hincapié. We've got Rice Zubamendi. Rice and Zubamendi. And
What is this Hincapié? Hold on a minute. What's this Hincapié?
You know what it is why I think he goes for Hincapié, right? He's
Physical?
quicker.
Yeah,
He's quicker than
he is.
Miles.
He's
You know what I
mobile.
mean? That's what it is. He's more mobile, more quicker. He can go outside and inside, whereas Miles comes inside and he's a bit
He's
slower.
got saying on Mikel.
So,
You know, and you know, that's their.
photos of Mikel doing something. I don't know.
Well, you don't rate Hincapié. He always has a go at him, but I think he's been better than Miles in that position this season.
He has been fantastic.
Let's be real. You know what I mean? Although Miles had a good game during the week.
Yeah, he did.
But I just feel that he's a bit quicker. He's got a bit more to his game, and that's why I think
What
he
was
gets the nod.
Hincapié out for? Is it a muscle injury or something?
Yeah, it was a muscle injury.
Yeah.
So in midfield, we've got Rice, Zubamendi, and in the 10,
Odegaard.
spot on, Odegaard. Then we've got Saka, Trossard, and starting up front,
Jesus.
you got it, my man.
I knew it.
Gabriel Jesus starts up front for Arsenal. And
had a
on the
feeling.
subs bench, we've got Kepa, Mosquera, White, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke, Marino, and Lewis Skelly. Are you crazy with that level of
So no
bench?
Calafiori on the bench.
Nah.
No
Havertz.
Havertz.
Yeah,
I didn't think Havertz would make the squad, but no Calafiori even on the bench because they were saying that even though he's back in training, he might not be quite. You know, obviously Hincapié's ahead of him.
Yeah.
Minutes wise, but I like that team.
Yeah.
I like that team because for me, as I said, I just felt that Jesus, this could be the game for him. Like, he played well in it last year. He was really good during the week. Like you said, reward a player if they're doing well.
Yep.
And I just think like because of the centre backs that he's coming up against, right, which is Maguire, and you know, I mean, you've got Lissandro Martinez.
Yep.
They love the physical battle. They love that. Maybe this is the game where you opt for the trickery, more the trickery.
Right. So
of
let
Jesus.
me get quickly the Manchester United team news out. The
Yeah.
team to be facing Arsenal at the Emirates this afternoon is Lamans in goal. We've got Dalot, Maguire, Martinez, Fernandes, Dorgu, Ahmad, Casemiro and Bueno, Shaw and Mainu. On their subs bench, they've got Bayendir, Heaven, Malacia, Mazarau.
Mazarari.
Yeah, Thank
Mazarari.
you. Mazarari, Euro, Ugarte, Mount, Kuna and Sesko.
So basically, that's the same team they started last week.
Yeah.
And rightly so.
Yeah. I mean, you'd expect that, but to me, got to get out players like Dalot. You know, get at those players. You know, I mean, this is. I know last week they looked brilliant, but I thought City were dreadful last week.
Yeah.
They were passive. They weren't aggressive at all. And they just allowed United to be really, really aggressive. They rode with the crowd. And they put in a brilliant performance, Man United, let's be real. But it's going to be different today. You're coming to the Emirates. The crowd's going to be on the side of Arsenal, obviously, because we're at home. And, you know, I just want us to be aggressive and on the front foot right from the start. A bit like what we did during the week. That's what I liked about that performance during the week. Immediately from the start, from the whistle went, Arsenal were like, bang.
Hit them.
Right on Inter Milan. I think it shocked Inter Milan the way we were on them. And I want us to do that today. Start fast.
Do you think he started Jesus with, obviously, you've got Maguire at the back and probably not as mobile as a
That's
striker?
exactly right for me.
Yeah, it's a striker like Jesus. Do you reckon that, that Jesus could be the guy to get at him, cause him problems, to wear him down? And then
wear him down, exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly that, wear him down. And then like 20 minutes from the end, you're bringing on someone like a fresh Gyökeres with pace and power. Well, not so much pace, but power. And he has got a bit of pace, hasn't he? Like, you know what I mean? And when you're a little bit... The last thing you want is someone physical coming on when your physicality is just dropping a little bit. So I do think it's a bold move. And I, as I said earlier, I think Jesus was absolutely outstanding against Inter Milan, and you've got to have an incentive as a footballer to play well. You know what I mean? Like, and that, I think, tells you that if you do play well, next game you've got a chance of playing.
Fantastic. So I'll just quickly read out the team news again for everyone, and I'm going to come on to a couple of super chats. Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié. Then we've got Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard in the midfield with Saka, Trossard, Jesus, Kepa on the bench, Mosquera, White, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke, Marino and Lewis Skelly. Absolutely stacked bench for this fantastic game this afternoon, which personally I cannot wait
What's
for.
the subs bench again?
So we've got Kepa, Mosquera, White, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke, Marino and Lewis Skelly. I mean,
a strong bench. You
bench.
You haven't got to rush back, say, Calafiori. Havertz hasn't even on there. You know what I mean? So, and the thing is you're going to have to leave out a couple of players, aren't you? Because of how it is.
But that's good, because all season long we've not had that. We've not had them options. When we went to Old Trafford first game of the season, we didn't.
Yeah.
We had players missing. Havertz, that's when he's been missing since that game. But he's about the only one now you could probably look at and say he's out of the team. They've got everybody else literally back fit. So this must be a good problem to have for Arteta. Players will be fit and strong when they're coming on. You know, it's good. You know what I mean? And this is a big opportunity today. You know what I mean? Win this game today, it really puts down a marker. You know, they beat City last week. All right, you come to our place, we beat you. And then, you know, after that, you know, there's some really sort of winnable games coming up. I mean, Leeds away next week is going to be difficult. But I think it was Chris Hudson who was saying to me that, you know, during February, we don't even have to come out of London for any of our games.
Yeah.
So, come on, this is huge. And obviously, we want to beat Man United. They've been getting very cocky, their fans, this week. They really fancy it.
They do.
I was on Saturday Social on Sky yesterday. The United fans, it's Adam McCullough and obviously Tomlinson who hosts it. They fancy it. They really, really fancy it. They just say, we got a feeling we're going to win. We're going to, all based off of that game last week. But I think...
I get that. That gives them confidence. But
it gives them confidence. But I think that if Arsenal bring their A game, we've seen it this season, you know, against top sides that have been on great runs, we sent them packing. And that's what I want to see Arsenal do today. Be aggressive from the start. This is the sort of game...
Good runs.
Players like Declan Rice and people like that, you know?
Yep.
Good runs have had one win.
Yeah, well, they've had what, you know, they're on a one-game winning streak.
They're winning streak for one game.
7 or 8
Chelsea 3-0, by the way.
Interesting, because obviously we were on DR Sports during the week, and KG and Flex, they really fancied it, genuinely, legitimately really fancied it. And Manchester United, their run of form before that game last week hasn't been fantastic.
Yeah.
At all.
But nor is ours in the league, right? Because we, you know, despite the fact we've had them 4 away games, right? We did draw that game against Nottingham Forest. We drew against Liverpool, right? Need a win now. Need to get back to winning ways in the league. We've had 2 draws in a row in the league. Let's get back to winning ways. You know, let's go on a run of wins. You know?
I'll still look at that Liverpool game, big disappointing for me. Like, you know, so vulnerable at the back. So vulnerable, like as they proved again yesterday. And we never really went for it. And that's a big disappointment for me.
But then you see, the problem is, Lee, this is what we're facing now, right? How teams play against us is not how Liverpool played against us, which, remember, they didn't have a shot on target in the whole game. Neither did Forest. 2 teams in a row that have not had a shot on target in the game. That is not how Liverpool played against Bournemouth.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? They opened up and they came out, and that's why they got done. Because the expectations on them to win.
That's a good game of football.
There's so much respect on Arsenal at the moment from opposition teams that they're not really coming out. They know the key is to try and frustrate Arsenal, because we got a huge prize that we're going for. So frustrate the life out of us, and see if we can nick something. That's how a lot of teams. So we have to find a way to break these teams down. We have to be a bit more, aggressive in our attacking, creating more chances. And when we get those chances, put them away. Because it could be another one of them games today where there's not loads of chances.
Exactly that.
But when you get it, put it away.
I think for me as well, this has always been a game like you said. It's a huge marker in the Premier League. It's always been a game that I've looked at in the fixture list and thought, you get a result against Manchester United, it kind of slightly dictates, gives you an idea of how your season's going to go. Obviously, we've already played them at Old Trafford, which is historically a tough game for us. And then we've had a good run of form. I think we're unbeaten in 7 at home against United. So definitely we've got to fancy our chances. And then you look at the difference between us this year compared to this time last year. Like you said, what we've got on the bench, completely different. The options we've got on the bench and the depth we've got is absolutely phenomenal. I think it's this time last year we started struggling for players to bring on and put in certain positions. So, yeah, I really fancy it today, and I remember.
That's the key, Mark, isn't it, for me now? Is that we've got game changers on the bench now. It's not like last season we struggled against them. You remember, like in the game, we got a couple of set pieces, but this time around, if things are not happening, you can change it around. You're bringing on top quality players, by the way, to win your games of football now. So I think it's a massive thing for us.
I also think set pieces might be very important for us today.
Definitely.
I do think they're going to defend pretty deep. What they're going to do, we know: defend deep, counter attack.
Yep.
Because that's what they did last week, even at home. So and it paid off for them. So this is massive today. Massive.
Couple of super chats at Alvin2990. Guys, already told you Eze is better than Odegaard last season. Already show. I don't know when you guys will finally understand Odegaard not the same.
Problem is, right, I'd love to see Eze starting in a game like this, but he's not really over, like going back to what Lee said about showing up when you get your opportunity. He ain't really done it when he's had his opportunities in the last couple of games. So you can't really argue with Odegaard starting at the moment because he's not done enough for us to say, look, with Jesus, we're saying, oh, come on, man, he deserves it. None of us are complaining about him starting in front of Gyökeres, despite Gyökeres scoring in that game. But we can't argue the same at the moment with Eze.
I think as well with the Jesus, I agree with Jesus stretching defence, wearing them down, then Gyökeres coming on, and I think that could suit him. We'll find out today. Another super chat coming from at Alvin2990. Also, guys, when Eze starts during Odegaard injury, we scored high, then Ode back. We just draws.
Yeah, listen, he scored some important goals for us, Eze, but we need more, man. We need more. It could be today. It could be today off the bench.
We do, Odegaard's in that position also now where he's got to perform, because if he doesn't, and Eze comes in against Curat and scores a couple of goals, you're going to be going, right, this is your opportunity,
See, Wanyeri scored yesterday.
Yeah, Wanyeri scored a very, very good goal, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at it and thinking, right, I get it, he's your captain, and I think he's played very, very well in the last few games. Weren't great the last game out, but nor was anybody.
That as well. With that, I think we've got that much depth and quality that you're into. There's a debate whether Eze or Odegaard starts, and then you can send a player like Ethan Wanyeri out on loan to develop his career, and he's already a fantastic prospect. He's already, he can already do a job. He's come on and done that for us. I think that's. It shows where we're at. So at Deja Vu 6196, it's my B day and I'm going to a pub to watch the match with a United friend. Hope it's an entertaining match, not like the LFC one, but I think United will part the bus. Need a goal from Gyökeres.
Just need a goals.
I don't think Man United will part the bus. I think what Man United will do is sit deep and hit us on the break, and they've got what they've done against. I watched the game against Man City. They've done a lot of that. It was a lot of counter-attacking football, open spaces and all that.
That's what it was.
So you've got to be careful of that.
And basically, to be even when they was under Amorim, that's what they did away. That's what they did against the big sides. They're adept at it. You know what I mean? And then in players like Ahmad and then Buemo, and they've got great players on the counter-attack. So it's going to be it's important that we've got Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, those, because we know that those players, they can handle players on the counter. Whereas last week's City, on the counter-attack, they were appalling.
Yeah, it's too open.
Yeah. So, you know.
So, another super chat from @ScottLinehan-BG1YY. Who has a higher IQ, Einstein or Smarty Marty?
Deputy the dog.
Oh, thank you, mate. No comment. Alvin2990, Odegaard, a weak link, don't take risk or attack.
No, listen, I think the thing is, right, people are going, he's had a couple of average games, but he's also had some decent games as well for Arsenal in recent times, you know what I mean? So, but certainly you've got to step it up. You're the captain of the team.
Yep.
You need to show up today.
Yep.
You know, he's going to be compared with Bruno Fernandes, who was brilliant last week for, you know, Man United. This sort of game, we need Odegaard. We need a firing Odegaard today.
Yep.
We need a firing Rice.
Yep.
If we play to what we've seen this season, we win the game. We're a better team than Man United.
Yeah.
But if we slack off, if we don't put in the right performance, you can easily be beaten. They're a good team.
Player for player, who do you reckon out the Manchester United side that they're putting out today gets into the Arsenal side?
Well, I said yesterday, when I was on that show, I said that the only two players that gets in for me at the moment is probably Bruno.
Okay.
In the midfield,
right.
Instead of Odegaard.
Do you think he's better than him?
At the moment in time, he's better than Odegaard, yeah. And then maybe you can make an argument to say play Mbeumo down the middle, because he does sort of play that. He sort of played that position last week as a sort of second striker type down the middle. But they're the only two players for me right now that get into from Man United's team that will get into Arsenal, right? So that's why we should be winning this game.
Definitely.
And you know,
none for me.
So
no, I'll be really honest. Not why I wouldn't take one of their players.
No, I wouldn't take any, but I think Bruno could.
Yeah, like on form.
Bruno Fernandes, I'd take Bruno Fernandes.
I would take Bruno Fernandes on form, but as I was saying to Flex in a thing the other day, he's playing in a midfield role where things are opening up for him. He's not playing against eight men behind the ball every single game. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
It's always opened out for him. The space is there, like so, and it's the same with their forwards. You know what I mean? They're playing it. You know, they're playing with 40 yards of grass every week. Like we're not playing that.
Yeah.
So for me,
that's a great point.
I wouldn't have any of them.
That's a great point, you know, because you know, they were trying to say to me, "Oh yeah, Ahmad and this." I got over Saka, like you said, what he faces every week is doubled up deep defences. And he still seems to find a way past players and, you know. Big game for him as well today, Saka. You know, again, I want to see a prime Saka today. Because if we see these guys turn up, man, we'll win the game.
So I've got some numbers here for you, talking about winning the game, right? There is a 71% probability, Opta stats these, that Arsenal win this game. There's a 17% probability that we draw, and a 12% probability that Manchester United get the result.
Yeah, I don't really go for these.
I don't believe it. I don't go with all that.
Do you not?
Look, listen, if Arsenal don't play well, don't take their chances and leave themselves open at the back, Man United win this game. Okay. So that's a stat for you.
But where that probability is right is that if we do what we're supposed to do, and we turn up, I get why you have that probability, because, you know, and we've been showing that all season. And we're unbeaten at home. And so I want the team, you know, I know they put in that great performance last. I really want Arsenal to go and just stamp the authority on this game.
I really do. You know, I ain't got no beef with Man United fans that they want to, they expect us to beat us and all that. But like when we was in our prime, when Man United were in their prime, I never actually went up to Man United thinking, right, I'm going to win, going sticking my chest out. I said, I'll take a draw now. So I want them, you know, like, feeling like that, being reminded that we are a much better side than them. Like they've got a little bit out of their prams the last couple of days, and quite rightly so. They've beaten Man United and all that. Like, but
Man City.
Man City. But like we beat Man United when we was about where they were, and then we didn't win for 8 games after that. I remember beating. You know, we have good results every now and then. Like, you know, what it is about when you're up the top and all that is consistency, and like. Yeah, even Spurs have pulled out some good results but it's about.
They were lucky last night.
No, they got a good point last week.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean they were lucky, but our last 7 Premier League trips. Manchester United's last 7 Premier League trips to the Emirates have resulted in a 2-0, 2-0 to Arsenal, 0-0, 3-1 to Arsenal, 3-2 Arsenal, 3-1 Arsenal, 2-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, we've got a great record against
We
them.
haven't played in the black kit. That's another thing they've been going on about.
Yeah, the black kit.
Mate, do you know why they're wearing that? Because it could be their funeral. Right here today, this afternoon, that is where they get buried at the Emirates.
There you go.
so.
I like that, Marty. That's why you're called Smarty Marty.
Well, you know, well, thanks to you, Mr. Judges. So, at Jake Fox 4901, 2 messages he sent in, which has been retracted. So please send those in. There's no message. There was no message put with the super chat. Another one from at ETAFC. Smarty Marty deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. Thank you, mate.
Trump's got it now, isn't it?
What's that?
Trump's got it now, isn't he?
Yeah. I'll
so maybe you go and ask him for it.
I'll gladly accept that. Any prizes that are going, I'll welcome.
I don't think he'll give it to you somehow. You know what I mean?
With services to AFTV, maybe one day we can all but dream. But that's my opinion. 2-1 Arsenal. Gabriel Magalhaes anytime goal. It's a good shout, you know. Yeah. I'm going to come on to predictions in a couple of minutes. Last super chat at corruption108.9. That draw with Liverpool looking worse by the week.
Yeah, that's what I said, right, is what we got to remember is that sometimes it's very, I know it would be just a quick assessment of a game and it'd be like, yeah, look what Bournemouth, they scored goals and we didn't. But sometimes, man, like, games are different because the way teams set up against us.
Yep.
Which is, you know, it's respect, isn't it? Like, that's how City have had to deal with that in the past, isn't it? Where they just had teams just, well, we've had it all the time anyway, isn't it? Teams sitting deep, but few years, in particular this season, no one, even City came in that deep. Yeah. You know? So, and when teams do open up.
The teams that haven't done it is in Europe. And because like, you know, the likes of Bayern Munich and that, and they think that they're, you know, they've got a good, and they got, you know, in the second half got tore apart, you know. So when you see these top teams being taken to the sword when they're opening up, well, they're not gonna. Why would you? You know what I mean? Like if Man United come up today and went toe to toe with us, they ain't winning. No. They know that, so they're not going to do it.
Yeah, I think look, we're 15 points in front of them in the Premier League. They've lost 5 games. They've drawn 8. And they've won 9 compared to our 115, drawn 5, lost 2 on 50 points. Their last run of results, they beat Manchester City 2-0 at Old Trafford. They had a FA Cup where Brighton beat them. Danny Welbeck scored that goal. 2-1 they lost. Then they had a draw 2-2 with Burnley, which was a game that Darren Fletcher was in charge, where Sesko scored those 2 goals. They had that 1-1 at Elland Road, which was a very tough game. I mean, Elland Road is a tough place to go this season.
Particularly for Man United.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of those games for them that, you know, up north, sort of, like Derby, they're very close to each other. And then Manchester United had that 1-1 draw with Wolves as well.
Yeah, but I think they're different. You got
set up different now.
They're playing a back 4 now, which I think suits them. They're playing counter-attacking football, which at this moment in time suits them. Listen, the problems for Man United are not going to be against the Man Cities and Arsenals. It's when they have to face a low block side and all that, like, you know. So their fans today are going to accept that they're not going to have a lot of the ball and all that, like, you know. But when they're playing Burnley at home or Burnley away, they're not going to accept that. So there's a little bit of pressure off of Man United today. I'm not saying it's a free hit or anything like that. It isn't. They've still, you know, their aim now is to get to top 4, and that ain't going to be easy. All the teams are in and around them today are winning. Yeah. So or have won. So this is a big game for them as well, like, you know. But they're in a much better position because of the manager has changed the style which suits their players.
So team news, everyone, before I come to predictions. Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapié, Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard and Jesus, with Kepa, Mosquera, White, Eze, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke, Marino and Lewis Skelly on the bench. So the all-important part of this show, guys. I want some predictions from you. Starting with you, Robbie.
I'm going 2-0 Arsenal.
Still sticking with the 2-0.
Yeah,
Said
yeah,
that throughout the whole week.
Yeah, I just feel that, we're at home. The fans are going to be... This is our first home game for a little while as well.
Yeah.
We're going to be well up for this, man.
Yeah.
And the team's a strong team.
Yeah.
Nearly as strong as it gets. I mean, apart from Calafiori, that's probably, all right, the strikers, we switch them up, but, it's a very, very strong team. I'm confident.
Okay, do you reckon it will?
I'm going bigger.
Go on, Lee.
I think it could be a real. I know this sounds silly. It's going to be a real tight game, 1-0, something like that. Or I think Arsenal win comfortably.
3-0 comfortably. 3-0, yeah.
Yeah, I think there'd be a mad 10-minute spell in this game.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think 3-1. I've said it all week, and I kind of knew we were going to put out a similar-ish team to that. It doesn't change. I think we'll get the job done. If we don't, I think they'll have a goal in them. They can be dangerous. They could be a bit of a threat. But I think it'll be a fantastic game of football to watch for anyone. And it's Super Sunday. It's the big game of the weekend. It's one of the biggest games of the season.
Yep. And guys, don't forget the guys are down at the Hippodrome. So we're doing a watch party at the Hippodrome today. All the guys are down there, so make sure you can actually go down there if you're in the area, Leicester Square. Go down to the Hippodrome Casino. It's brilliant. They've got loads of screens and everything, so it's going to be fantastic down there. So can't wait, man. Let's go.
Going to be huge. So look, guys, we're going to bring the show to a close. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Thanks for turning up, Rob.
Yeah.
No problem.
Cheers for being here, mate. And, you
lot, I tell you.
No, it's been great. And listen, guys, thank you very much for all the comments. Thank you very much for the super chats. Please, as Robbie said, there is a massive watch along at the Hippodrome Casino. It's going to be live. You've got Christian down there. You've got Cecil down there. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Stick it on while you're watching a game. You know what you're getting from those guys. Please check out all of AFTV's content. You've got the Invincibles podcast with myself and Mr. Judges. And obviously after the game, you will have all the fan cams, and hopefully we go on to get an absolutely awesome result. We're going down to the stadium. I can't wait for this. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Robbie, Lee, I've been Marty. This has been AFTV. It's the big one. Super Sunday, Arsenal versus Manchester United at the Emirates. Check it out. The watch-along's live at 4 o'clock. We are having it. Come on, you Gunners.